This is a 2023 Land Rover Defender, and it already looks pretty intimidating, but guess what? I can make it look even meaner. In the Wade program mode, where it can go through rivers, lakes, and oceans, this thing is so high off the ground. This Land Rover Defender means business. You can tell that it can tackle any terrain with its insane ride height. The Defender's got a pretty long and storied history, and with this newest generation of Defenders, they've really done a good job of combining off-roading capability with a ton of luxury. You can think of this as a mix of a Jeep Wrangler with a premium Mercedes. With the Defender, you can do it all, cruise in style and comfort, and hit the trails. With this thing raised up this high, you gotta stretch your legs just to get in it. There's no grab handle over here to make it easier. The only thing you have is this thing up here, which doesn't really help in this case. Things are much easier with the normal ride height. There's a pretty cool Defender graphic on the ground when you open the door. In the back, you don't just have one taillight, you have four. This tailgate door is pretty heavy with this massive spare wheel. Open it up. You have a lot of room in the back, and underneath you've got some extra storage too. Just in case you forget, you have Defenders everywhere on this car. This Defender comes with a sunroof, which is a nice touch. This Defender is not like the old ones, which were a lot like Jeeps. This is super nice, lots of luxury, very nice place to be. You have some nice blue ambient lighting on the inside. There's no shortage of spaces to put stuff. You have some here, here, a bunch of space here to put your phone, giant center console area, complete pass-through to the other side, all digital dash gauge cluster. For being such a big car, this screen could be a lot bigger. It's a little small. These Defenders aren't cheap, but what you get on the inside matches the price that you're paying. It feels like a Range Rover and has that level of luxury. The way they've designed the climate control is confusing. There's no off button. You have to push this one first and then dial it down to 0 to turn it off. And then if you push this, that changes your drive mode. On the screen, you have your typical features, but there's one thing that's interesting, which is vehicle dimensions. Just in case you forget how big your vehicle is, you can check here. Over 16 feet long and over 6 feet wide, almost 7 feet. You can view the vehicle in all of its glory, kind of like a video game. Just twist this thing around. It's a Defender, so you have no shortage of off-roading options. You have mud ruts, you have sand, rock crawl, going through water. When you have off-roaders that are this capable, you don't expect them to be nice and luxurious. That's so not the case with this. This is absolute next level luxury. Back seats are great. Lots of room back here, could easily stretch out and comfortably fit 3 adults, no problem. For being such a big vehicle, this is absolutely no slouch. Almost 400 horsepower, 400 plus pound-feet of torque. Definitely keeps this thing moving along. You get into the Defender, and the thing that takes you by surprise is that there's a peaceful calmness to it, which you don't really expect. It drives great, really smooth, seated up high, very spacious up here, lots of room. Over 400 pound-feet of torque. You have plenty of power in this thing, and it can move fine. You wouldn't think that such a big thing like this could be agile, but this one surprisingly is. It has a sport option too, and you can shift your gears if you want. It's an 8-speed transmission. You're at the same level as an F-150 or any one of the massive SUVs around you. Just pick your favorite one. This Land Rover Defender is actually pretty deceiving. You look at it from the outside, it's rugged, It looks the part. It's designed to tackle the rockiest roads out there, climb all these hills and mountains. But then you get inside it and it's really quiet, comfortable. On the highways, it cruises along nicely. You would never expect something like this that has Jeep Wrangler-like off-roading capabilities to be this luxurious. And if you didn't know any better, just by being inside it, you just think that this is a high-end luxury SUV, which it is. And that's what makes the Defender so great. It combines the best of both worlds. I like the pickup in this thing. It's easy to drive along with traffic and pass folks. The ultra expensive V8 version of the Defender is certainly an option, but it's pretty expensive. I don't think you need it. I think this one does the job just fine. You feel safe driving around in this. It feels like a tank. You're high off the ground. You're in something pretty big and massive. It's nice that you have all of the capabilities that a Jeep Wrangler has, plus much more. And you have a very quiet, comfortable ride that handles well. It's a really nice mix of everything. I like the Defender a lot. This is as good as a Range Rover. It's got a lot of the same creature comforts, but it can do so much more off-roading wise. You can drive it through water, through lakes, through oceans. What more could you ask for? I would buy this, and I would use it not to go off-roading, but to make late night runs to the grocery store every night to get ice cream.